If I could change the way you looked at problems forever, so you never feared problems or dreaded problems or tried to avoid problems, but instead you welcomed problems because you saw the value in problem solving and the benefit that it had to you personally, to the people you know, and to the world. If I could change the way you looked at problems forever, would that be worth the next 4 or 5 minutes of your time? All right. So buckle your seatbelts, put your tray in the upright and locked position, and you're about to take a flight that's going to take you to a place that will change the way you look at problems forever. First of all, problems aren't problems, they're gifts, and I'll get into that in a minute, right? So are there people on the planet with no problems, no challenges, no problems? Yes, there are. And they're not who you'd suspect. They're not the people with just tons of money and only tons of money, because there are billionaires that commit suicide, right? So it's not just about having a ton of money. So where do you find the people on the planet that don't have any challenges and don't have any problems? There's only one place you find them. The only place you'll find people with no problems and no challenges is in a cemetery. That is the only place that people don't have challenges and problems, in a cemetery. So thank goodness you have problems, right? Thank goodness you're not one of them, right? So, and if you think about, people are disempowering creatures, and if we don't change how we look at our thoughts, patterns, habits, and challenges and problems, we're in for a long, bumpy flight, right? Because when is our finest hour? What is our finest hour? What is that all about? Our finest hour is the same thing that we talk to our friends about. Our finest hour is what we post on social media. Our finest hour is what we become famous for. Our finest hour is what they write books about. It's solving our biggest challenges and overcoming our biggest problems, right? It isn't, and making our comeback, right? If you think about, what do they write books about? The books that sell the most of are the authors that figure out how to solve problems that no one else can solve, right? What do they do movies about? They do movies about superheroes that are people that become superheroes that solve catastrophic problems, traumatic problems that you and I don't even ever have to deal with. You take a look at Mission Impossible, Batman, Spider-Man, The Gladiator, and on and on. It's all about people that became superheroes because they solved bigger problems and saved the day and saved humanity, right? So, if you think about how this country was formed by adventurers who left behind what they're comfortable with, what they were familiar with, to cross the sea and take on bigger challenges and bigger problems that you and I ever have any clue about, right? And these people came here to build and grow and solve problems and bring it on, right? And how a country that was formed by people wanting to build and grow and take on problems, and how it transitioned into a passive mass looking for a hassle-free existence, trying to avoid challenges and problems, right? Challenges and problems are where we get our biggest benefit, the biggest bang for the buck, and they aren't problems. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you, and it provides you with the gifts that grow you to the next level. If you take a look at billionaires who grew billion-dollar companies, they weren't able to do that in the beginning. First, they had to solve the problems that grew them into $100,000 company. And once they did that and they leveled up and they benefited and they grew, then they were able to take on bigger problems and challenges. And then they grew to $1 million company. And then as they grew and leveled up to the next level, then they grew to multi-million and then billion-dollar companies. And that never would have happened had they not been presented with the gifts of problems and challenges, right? And so I want you to look at problems and challenges as the gifts that life gives you to grow you into the person you need to be, right? So instead of fearing problems and avoiding problems, look forward to problems. And because along with those problems comes gifts and benefits and value. And as you level up and become bigger and stronger and better and you become the person you ultimately need to be, that's where you make your contributions to the world. That's when you impact the world. That's when you build a legacy, something that outlives you, right? And affects mankind in incredible ways. And that could never happen without life providing you with the gifts of challenges and problems. So instead of avoiding that, look forward to it. And I hope that changed how you think about problems and challenges. And I hope instead of fearing them, you look forward to them because you know the effect it's going to have on you, right? So I hope that helps. I hope you got something out of it. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon.